It's Thursday, July 10th, 2025, and Randy Pitchford is still a giant and sensitive douchebag. Welcome to the Umbrella Fight.
Umbrella Fight.
Hey everyone, and welcome. This is the Umbrella Fight. My name is Nathan, and we are here to talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is video games. To my right, got my co-star Devin. How you doing today, man?
Fantastic. Excited to talk about some awesome video games.
Amazing. Yeah, how you doing with that microphone situation over there?
Oh, it's okay, you know.
Yeah, just so our listeners know up front, we're doing a three-man show with two mics, so little MacGyvering going on. And to my left, of course, I've got my other co-star, John. John, how you doing today? You feeling good?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Excellent.
Feeling good.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear, man. All right. Well, if you're new to our show, this is the Umbrella Fight.
Umbrella
Fight. F-I-G-H-T. This is the Umbrella Fight. And we are here to talk about video games. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've been playing, some stuff that's been happening in the news, perhaps. We might gloss over some of that, though, because let's be real. We just want to talk about fun video games, what we love, what we don't love sometimes. And today's episode, we're going to get into some hot takes a little bit later. But for right now, let's just go ahead and talk to Devin real quick. Devin, how you doing, man? What have you been playing? What's on your docket?
Just a little bit of similarity with last week. I have been playing Skyward Sword. I think I put in, I probably put in 7 hours.
You've been cranking away on Skyward Sword for a bit, huh?
Yeah. It's one of those games where you can sit down in your living room and you're kind of relaxed. It's more, it's more of a puzzle game than an action game. So realistically, it's just solve puzzles. You go through, like, the combat is not, it's not a Dark Souls game, right? You're not like, the combat is not the driver of the game.
Sure.
The puzzles are really the driver of a Zelda game. So, just being able to sit back and relax and play some, puzzle solving games. Always a
you
good
can
time.
cheese the controls, but do the side wiggle, the boop.
Yeah, the little flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
No, we joystick only. They have the change, so no motion controls for this guy.
That's kind of crazy, because that was the whole gimmick of Skyward Sword when it came out. When it was just you could slash the sword up and to the left, or up and to the right.
Yeah, and I don't remember if they had it or not. Like an option to do no motion controls, but if they did, I think they did, but it was not very usable. When they ported it over to the Switch, they did a fantastic job at
Did
making
they?
Yeah, they did a fantastic job at it.
That's making me intrigued
playable.
about it, because the last time I cracked that one open, it was like, how much longer of this intro can I handle? And it was a little bit more of that I wanted to bite off. But
I mean, some of that isn't going to change. I think some of that's still true about the game. It has its pitfalls, especially because they designed it around that motion control situation.
Sure.
But like I said, they did it's very playable and still entertaining. And again, that game is not all entirely about the combat. It's the puzzle. So even the fighting feels puzzle, right? Like it's a matter of, how do you strike this enemy? What direction do you hit them, right?
Sure, yeah.
So it still has a kind of a unique factor to it that can be maybe a negative aspect to it. But still, nonetheless, it's still fantastic.
Still a good Zelda game.
Fantastic
overall.
Zelda game. Yeah.
I gotta get to that one. That one seems cool.
Yeah.
But
I'm collecting the Triforce right now is my goal.
The Triforce?
Yes.
You don't say.
Yeah, I'm getting the whole freaking Triforce right now.
Awesome, amazing. Well, if there's something I've learned, at least I'm playing. Let's see, Death Stranding has the latest hook on me. I'm really learning to try and approach games on their own turf. So if Skyward Sword has a cool story to present, and I have to eat a 4-hour intro, that's fine. Maybe I should just suck it up and get through it. I'm sure there's some great
just do
stuff
the
to
game walkthrough for that portion, so you don't have to think about it.
Dude.
Get through the boring part.
Yeah,
Get to the fun stuff.
Yeah. I could just turn on a YouTube video and.
I gotta say, I'm just gonna jump back into that for a second.
Yeah, sure.
One of the things that bothered me, though, because where I'm at, like getting the Triforce, it kind of pissed me off. They're like, I feel like I'm running stupid errands, and they're making me play like run around. So like one of the
fetch quests.
Yes, dude. It was. So I'm talking to this water dragon goddess thing, right? And they're making me like go gather the songs to find the riddle of where the Triforce pieces are, and each of these goddess or dragons are supposed to have a piece of that song. Well, you get to the dragon, And the dragon already knows you're like the chosen hero. You've got the master sword at this point. Like everyone knows who you are. Like you've
got the reputation.
Specifically they know. They've already worked with you before. And so they're like, "Oh, wow, it looks like you've really grown a lot as the chosen hero." But just to be sure, and it's like you're going to go do this quest to prove yourself one last time. And it's give me a break, dude. Like, I've already proven myself like 3 times in your specific area. Like, dang. Give me the Triforce song, dude.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's move this thing along. I don't have time for this. I've got to save the world.
Yeah, right. There's definitely some of that going on. Actually, that reminds me a lot of the Harry Potter Legacy problem. They had a similar situation.
Yeah.
They've got this like 4 uber powerful wizards, and they're like, we need to make sure that you're cool before we can let you save the world. We're like, there's no time.
Right.
The goblins are going to get there, and they're like building a machine, and they're going to drill.
They're actively trying to take over.
Like right now, Mr. Wizard guy. Yeah, I know the feeling. Like the urgency. They're like, it is urgent, but not really that urgent.
But you still need to do one more trial
jump through
just
these
to be
hoops.
sure.
Silly. So that's your main course right now. You got any side items going on?
You know what? Actually, I haven't played Vampire Survivors like I had been. It's been mainly just Skyward Sword.
All right. I love that laser focus.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. John, what's up, man?
What's up?
How you been doing? You playing Cyberpunk still?
Yeah, no, like Cyberpunk's a constant.
That's the fixture for your game
like,
library, huh?
It's always there for me. Right now though, I've been playing Red Dead.
Oh, the second one?
So, Red Dead 2.
Nice.
Crazy game, and it looks great on the PS5.
Yeah?
Yeah, and so like what's like, I think I was telling Devin, so like my cousin from Puerto Rico is over. And so like I have my PS5 downstairs on the very nice TV. And like they've just been watching her and my mom. She got my mom hooked on K-dramas.
Uh-oh.
So I haven't been able to like just use my PS5.
Oh no.
Like I was asked to get off so they could watch
They
K-dramas.
kicked you off for a K-drama? A K-drama?
I hadn't been like told to get off in years.
Yeah.
Like
that doesn't happen when you're a kid. Like, okay, I get it. It's the family TV.
I was upset. I'm like, no way. No way.
Brutal.
Did you go back to your room and pout a little bit?
So I was just like, I can't believe this.
You got to take your PS5 with you. Take your ball and go home, dude.
So I was like, all right, well, there's got to be remote play. You know, and I can. I didn't know there was. So I was like, I could just remote play. Yep. So like, I haven't done that yet, but that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm curious about that actually, because you'll be on the same network and stuff. So maybe the latency won't be
great,
too bad at all. If it's even.
That's what I was thinking. Because it's probably gonna be good because usually that's for like long distance.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got fiber too, so
yeah,
like
so it'd be fine.
So when I did the same thing, but with my computer. It was while I was at work on lunch break. With my work laptop, I had installed a Steam Link on there, and I was connecting to my home PC from work. Now, obviously, we've got fiber at work, and I've got fiber at home. So latency was actually really incredible when I was streaming Elden Ring. So I was playing Elden Ring from work, and it was like almost no latency. Like I genuinely didn't feel it like I was playing it on my home computer from work.
That's wild.
It was incredible. Another weird techie aspect is the network traffic, like the bandwidth that it required was like super minimal, like next to nothing. We monitored
only
the traffic.
The pertinent information's going over the
yeah,
band there.
well, like it exactly. I was worried it was gonna like mess with our bandwidth in the office, and so I had Chris monitor the traffic and bandwidth that I was using.
Wow.
And he's like, I don't even hardly see you pop up. Like you're using nothing.
Crazy. So what's going on there?
Like, I have no idea. It's super awesome technical stuff, but
that's a back end stuff that's like a black magic.
yeah. Let's just let it go. It's great. It worked, and that was fun.
I love that.
But yeah, so
that's my plan.
On your network.
That's my plan.
I think you're gonna have no problem at all.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Especially because my PC is hardwired in.
I mean, you're not gonna try to play like a competitive FPS.
No, but I'm playing Red Dead.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're good.
It's already a slow ass video game.
Yeah, like, there you go.
Like it's fine.
Yeah. No big deal.
Other than that, I've been playing COD multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
COD multiplayer.
So like that just randomly popped in. Because it was on sale. It was like 50% off because of the summer Steam sale. So I was like,
I think the last
whatever.
COD I really like sunk my teeth into was the old school Modern Warfare 2, not like the remastered one, like the OG Modern Warfare 2.
Goodness,
wild.
I
put like I think I have like about like 1,500 hours in the multiplayer.
Wow.
Of that one. Yeah.
I'm sorry, run that by me
Yeah,
again?
1,500 hours.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I put some time into that game.
Mr. Dedication.
Yeah.
You're like one notch below esport guy.
Very close in some regard. Yeah. So depending on the game.
Except for your skill.
Yeah, the skill is the only thing that's missing.
Yeah. Hey man, they said the skill ceiling was high. You just haven't gotten that.
That's
to
right.
the tippity top.
Yeah. Saying subpar.
Well, sick. Let's see. What am I playing? I went back to the Stardew Valley well. I can't get my fill of the cozy game, especially when the day's busy and a lot of stuff going on. I like my job. I like work, but also when I go play video games, sometimes I don't want to keep working.
Yeah, turn the brain off and just chill. Play
I just want to min-max this farm. I want to make as much wine and beer and jelly and preserves.
No
and
pressure too, right?
Yeah, zero
you're,
pressure.
You're good to go.
Stardew Valley is as close to a consequence-free game as I think you can get, and still have goals,
right?
Because you won't meet the goal, but it goes away. Are y'all both familiar with Stardew?
I haven't actually played it, so I understand the basic premise, but I've never sunk my teeth into it.
Yeah, it's if you haven't really gotten into that sort of thing, it's sort of it's inspired by the Harvest Moon series from like Super Nintendo days, and Harvest Moon went kind of one direction, and even today there's been some fairly recent Harvest Moon games that came out, but they're not what Stardew is, and it's kind of crazy that this series, Harvest Moon, inspired one dude, which is baffling in and of itself. He's been working on this game for like 8 years by himself. Wow. And it's a labor of love. It's a love letter to Harvest Moon. And in almost every fashion, it is better than Harvest Moon. It's like the Harvest Moon game you wish that team would make.
That's amazing. That doesn't happen all the time. Like
it really
getting
doesn't.
someone who's like, "Oh, I'm going to redo this and make it in so awesome."
Yeah, amazing.
But when passion's behind it, I feel like that's what drives that.
And you know what else? I went back to the well there, and I've probably played through that game 5 times now. It's a little stupid, but it is very relaxing, and there's a lot of goals and a ton of updates for free. This guy releases. His name is Eric Barone. He goes by Concerned Ape. If you guys are on Twitter, @ConcernedApe. But he's also got another game coming out called Haunted Chocolatier, which I'm really looking forward to. I don't really know what that's going to be like, but, should be interesting based on what Stardew is. Yeah, right? It's like Willy Wonka plus ghosts plus some more combat-focused stuff, but still that same cartoonish vibe that I dig. And then, actually, I went through a YouTube hole this weekend on fan projects. Are you guys like fan projects? I know, John, you probably do. Because you're a mod guy, huh?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of like I like the idea of fans just locking in and making something cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Especially with anime, like people will like make their own animations to things. I always like seeing that kind of stuff. For sure.
Actually, one of the earliest videos I can remember putting on a VCD. Do you guys know what a VCD is? I bet you don't. I put on a VCD.
What is that?
It's a video CD. It was a format that worked with DVD players, but wasn't really widely accepted. I think it was more of a outside the U.S. kind of thing. But it was a not exactly anime, but it might as well be anime. It's Final Fantasy fan video. If you've ever know the song "Paper Cut" by Linkin Park, there's a sick Final Fantasy video out there that's Linkin Park Paper Cut, and it's kind of badass. But I went down that rabbit hole, and I discovered a bunch of crazy fan projects. Like, there's one called Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch, and it is a first-person Mega Man game. And you get, like, the Robot Master powers and everything. Like, I'm shooting whirlwinds at people, and it's kind of awesome. Not to mention all of the cleanup projects people do, because, like, Metroid 2 is a cool game, but it's got its limitations. Same thing with like Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. They're old and they have limitations, but there's enough in there that if polished up, they would be good. Well, thanks to the internet and the fan communities, we got one called AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake, amazing. Simon's Quest has a remaster. Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that NES game.
Yeah.
But
absolutely have.
Severe departure from the first one.
Yeah.
And it's hard as nails too.
It actually is.
Yeah. If you like a Dark Souls hard, it's that.
No way.
Yeah, it really is. It turns it from a top-down game into a side-scroller a lot of times. You have this like overworld view, but when you get into actual dungeons or combat, it's a side-scroller. And
it's a very interesting, very interesting take.
Yeah. I can imagine when people got their hands on the second one for the first time, they were like, what is this? What is Nintendo
Like, what am
doing?
I playing? Like, I'm playing two different types of games.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But all the better for it, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's Nintendo for you. When they're creating games, they're always trying to like be unique in what they're putting out.
Sure.
It's classic Nintendo. You know, it's the motion controls, right? That was their big like pivot for the Wii, right? It's all these motion things. For that, it's like we're going to combine these two known game styles, these 2D platformer versus, you know, the top-down, you know, adventure RPG game. Right?
We get some of the best games from those mashups, you know?
Absolutely.
I talked about Pacific Drive for so long.
Yeah. Well, and they inspire other things too, right?
True.
Like doing those weird, innovative things like that inspire the other creators to make something, and then sometimes those become better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Stardew,
absolutely
the Stardew
true.
Valley is a perfect example of it,
You
right?
made a better game.
Yeah.
They took the concept, the love of that game, and made something even better.
That's one of the best things about the tools for making games becoming so cheap and so and you know free in most cases, is that if you've got an idea and you've got the ingenuity to consume the knowledge and then spit it back out properly, you can get your dream into reality. You can make that happen.
Yeah, like almost anyone.
Yeah.
With the tools that we have available through like AI, through Google, and then all the software that's already developed.
Unbelievable amount of resources.
Open source free tools.
How bad do you want it?
Hell, look at Godot. I mean, you just download. It's a single file, one file, and you're just like, you can make games now.
Whatever you want. Just you literally at that point, it's your creativity is the only thing stopping
It's just
you.
like the Legend of Zelda creator said when they unveiled Breath of the Wild. You see that mountain? You can go there.
You can go there. Yes, dude. That was so
there.
exciting when that dropped. I was like, no way.
Nintendo fans are over there going, yeah! And everybody else at every other RPG, like, we know. We could be going there for, like, ever.
Why was that so exciting? I guess because
I don't know, man.
Well, it was because they were saying, look, like, it's one big open world. And, you know, it hasn't always been that way in Zelda games. Skyward Sword it's fairly open for the most part, but once you're in the zones, like they have the travel zone, right?
You can see the seams.
It's just, yeah, exactly. There's seams everywhere. And then once you're there, you're locked into a linear path theoretically, right? Like there's only so many forks in the road.
There's a start and a finish to each section.
Where Breath of the Wild was like, if you want to go on that mountain, go on that mountain. If you want to go on this hill, go on this hill. Like you can get everywhere where, you know, Skyward Sword, invisible walls, barriers. Yeah. You're not getting there, dude.
It's not the fake open world of Ocarina of Time.
It gives you this false sense of openness in those games.
But Breath of the Wild isn't that. It's straight up an open world.
It is.
And
Completely
I
sandbox.
love that for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo wised up, I think.
I think so, too.
You can go there.
Yeah, you can go there.
You can go there.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, that's what we're playing right now, and you know, I'd like to actually pivot real quick to some housekeeping. We are currently on Spotify, so if you guys could give us a 5-star rating on there, that would be super. We're also just now, actually, I think as of like 20 minutes ago, we should be on Amazon and Apple as well. So if you guys want to find us there, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog. Who knows? They might be into video games too. And then I want to pivot over now to some hot takes because I have a hot take in the hopper, and I bet it's going to set one of our listeners off pretty hard. And hopefully you guys have some hot takes as well. But I have to get this opinion out there. My hot take. I got to brace myself before I say this.
The backlash, here it comes.
Here it comes. My hot take is that Skyrim is a boring game and Far Cry 4 is a better game than Skyrim. Feedback. Let's go. What do you think?
An insane statement. First off, let's hold off for a moment.
Okay, hold on. Let me defend my take.
Okay.
And then
right,
I want to hear what you
defense.
guys have to hear.
I'm going to try to obliterate this.
In my defense, and I'm hoping for it to get obliterated because okay, so Skyrim.
Yeah.
Amazing technical achievement in terms of the amount of stuff going into this game that came out in 2010?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it is not fun to play. When I get into the world of Skyrim, I create my character. My Khajiit has wares if you have coin. I've seen the dragon thing. Actually, the intro of Skyrim is pretty bombastic. I'll give
it's iconic.
It is iconic. Oh,
Dragon!
you're awake. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right. It is iconic. What I'm getting at is that presentation is fine, but the day-to-day navigation of the world is missing some things. It feels empty. It's not very over the top in its presentation to me. Like, for example, there's one quest where you have to go to some Jarl, and then he's like, go out and kill the dragon. We're like, okay. Yeah. So we go out, and the leader for their army is like, man, are we going to go out and do that or whatever? But meanwhile, I'm standing over here, so all I hear is, man, are we going to go out and... It's just like this real quiet. It doesn't get me amped up for anything. And then I have to trudge over there and... go find this dragon. I forgot to activate the quest, so I got to trudge all the way back. And like, there's no, it's just meh. It's not fun to do. Meanwhile, I pop into Far Cry 4. I'm immediately blowing people up. I'm shooting guns. There's explosions everywhere. Everything is frantic. I got to go explore and sneak around, and I can take all these guys out, or I can go in guns blazing. I can have a good time when I boot up Far Cry 4. But man, Skyrim. It's boring, and Far Cry 4 is a better game.
Take it away, John. You go after it, bro.
I could see you. I could see you.
He's steaming right
I'm
now.
Just like Far Cry 4.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Have you played Far Cry 4?
No.
Oh, dang. So you don't know what fun is. Ooh, hang on. Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good. Almost a technical issue.
You know why I didn't play Far Cry 4?
Why not?
That didn't say, hey, I'm going to be a great game to me.
Why not?
I mean, it's just comparing it to Skyrim in this context, right? Like, there's so many games where if I want to go blow somebody up, I can.
That's great. We should make more of them.
I can go play Doom if I want that.
Yeah.
But Skyrim is like, you said it was empty.
It is. It's a very empty game.
I can take a walk and get robbed.
Yeah, I mean, you've got randomly generated events.
And it's also a beautiful place to be in.
That's
like
true.
Devin, have you ever, so you just walk across, you just take in the view.
Here's the counter. This is the counter to it feels empty. Your initial journey is you're coming from... So you're a prisoner, you're leaving there. After you get out of that tutorial zone, out of the cave, right? You're opening to the world. You go to your first small town.
You've killed enough rats and crabs.
Yeah. You go to your first little small town, and they send you over because they're like, oh, dragons, you need to go tell Whiterun Jarl about this. Oh, my gosh. And so they send you over to the Whiterun, and there's like this little in-between journey to get to Whiterun. You've got this walk. And in the middle of the walk, there's like... First off, you're getting ambushed by wolves the whole time. For no reason. And you can try to avoid them. Like, that's fine. You can make your way around it if you know they exist. But if you're going on the linear path, what they want you to do, you're going to see that. And then as you're getting up to Whiterun, there's this massive giant fighting these warriors out in front. And you're like, what is going on? Like, I'm just here to go talk to the Jarl. But, like, you could just go and intervene and fight this giant on the way to the city. And... you're like, okay, just create a connection with this one person, the character building, and then you get to Whiterun, and then it's like all that stuff. So it's like through that journey, getting to, from the time you leave that cave to the time you get to Whiterun, you've experienced and like starting to unveil the world that is, Tamriel essentially, right? Like this massive experience. That's my counter because through that entire walk. You're unveiling
that's like the first hour and a
world.
half of the game.
Yeah. That's like a quick recap of just an hour and a half of the like initial, before the game even really starts, actually, because that's before dragons really start to become because you got to go kill the first dragon before you like get to really interact with other dragons.
Dragonborn.
Yeah, like, oh god, I'm a dragonborn now.
All right, can I modify my original statement?
Okay, let's do it.
I want to modify this. Far Cry 4 feels better to play and is more entertaining. That is my actual argument here.
Yeah,
let's
because that's more subjective. That's more opinionated.
That is more opinionated.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get to an opinion here. We're not trying to say that Elder Scrolls sucks. I give nothing but commendation to the Bethesda team for creating Skyrim.
Yeah,
it has its place. It has its fans. I am not that fan, I don't think. But what I'm getting at is when I pick up the controller and I launch a fireball at somebody in Skyrim, it feels hollow somehow. It's not as... The presentation is not bombastic in a way that makes me feel like a sick wizard. Whereas if I'm running around in Far Cry 4 and I've got the grenade launcher, I feel really good when I hear the thunk and then a truck explodes with all this stuff flying everywhere. I can make that happen, and it feels good to do that. But everything else in Skyrim, just from the sword play to the magic spells, it doesn't feel good. It feels hollow.
Okay, so you've not beaten Skyrim, right?
Man, do you know how many times I've tried to start and finish Skyrim, and it just literally bored me to death?
What's the farthest you've gotten?
I probably put maybe 10 to 15 hours into my longest run.
You killed the initial dragon?
I did. I even got a fuss roda.
Okay.
I was shouting at people at some point.
Right. So he completed the initial dragon kill, and then he went and got his first major shout.
Yeah, I got the first shout. Yeah.
So here's my counter to a little bit of that gameplay feel. The initial spells that you're going to get feel weak. There are spells later in the game where your guy does a whole action and then you cast this insane fire spell.
Okay.
So it does get better. It does get stronger feeling, where your fireball doesn't impact. It doesn't feel like a good impact because you're at level 1 fireball spell. You just learned it. You're throwing a pea-sized or baseball-sized fireball at somebody. Yeah, it's not going to hurt him too bad.
Okay.
That's the
So what you're telling me is that Skyrim doesn't respect my time.
No, it rewards you for your time.
by me having to disrespect my time.
Maybe
we could go back and forth. That's a circular argument.
Yeah, absolutely. The now I will say that from the combat doesn't necessarily change from a melee weapon perspective. That does stay the same, and I can understand some degree of not liking that style of combat where you're kind of just whacking something, but you kind of still keep some movement. It doesn't feel like...
It's 80% complete. There's some feedback I'm missing when I swing my sword and hit somebody.
Yeah.
Actually, there's also, for me in particular, there's feedback missing for when I get hit. There's a lot of that missing. And I wish, it's such a trope now to have the encroaching red darkness come around your screen when you're near death. But it helps. It's a signal.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just... I
agree with that. I agree. There's a little bit
with
of
the
lack.
hammer. It felt like a bang with a hammer.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack in that. You can get hit with I mean,
I took damage.
Yeah,
I don't know what from. I took damage.
Yeah, you'll get hit with a lightning spell from a dragon. He'll throw lightning at you or spit fireballs at you, and you're like something hit me, and my health went half. To 50%, what do I do?
Yeah, there's got to be a better way to indicate direction from what, who, what kind of thing hits you, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's my hot take. I feel like a badass when I'm playing Far Cry 4, but I don't when I'm playing Skyrim. To be fair, I'll accept y'all's argument. I need to put more time in. It's only good after the first 19,000 hours. Maybe I'll get there one day.
Yeah, it's definitely a commitment. It's an art. It's a big game, and you're gonna have to put some time to get to that legendary status. But it's more rewarding. I was thinking about my hot take, and this is not one that I actually was gonna go with. Maybe I can touch into it a little bit, but
yeah, we could crack one open. It's fine
because
they don't have to be right.
One of the things that this is one of the things that I feel that gaming has moved away from that. Is extremely rewarding is the hard grind to become the legendary character that you are supposed to become in the story or whatever the game is. And even out of story games, World of Warcraft is a great example of that. Vanilla WoW was this extremely difficult game to level up on, or at the time it wasn't extremely difficult necessarily. It was just how it was. That was how games were crafted.
Sure.
And you move to the modern World of Warcraft, which is theoretically an entirely different game, and the difference between difficulty and leveling up, just that alone is so much different and less rewarding. Becoming max level in modern WoW is a week's worth of time in gamer, effort. And Vanilla WoW was 3 months. The moments in the game where you were leveling was, you had in Vanilla WoW, you had these massive pivotal points that changed. Like hitting level 30 was this huge thing if you were a hunter, because you got an additional, I think, 30% movement speed buff that you could use.
That's a huge chunk.
It's a huge difference, and you didn't have a way to traverse this massive world. And so when you finally hit level 30, it was like, yes, I can finally travel 30% faster in this massive world. And then when you hit level 40, it was like a 60% increase for everyone. You could all get your mounts, right? And it was this massive moment of like, I finally got my mount, and I've been saving up gold for it. It was difficult to get the gold. It was difficult to get the level, and it was huge. Now it's like, okay, I'm max level. I've got everything that I need to be efficient. At level 1, you can have a mount now and traverse at whatever speed you want, essentially, and it takes you a week to get max level.
So these dang kids don't understand what
the
it's like
instant
to
gratification is ruining stuff, man. It's the instant gratification, and there is value to it because it keeps you engaged. But the problem is it devalues the major things that you should be accomplishing in the game, because it becomes less difficult to get to those things. So now you're not a part of a minority. It's like everyone gets these things. So
Yeah.
It's like everyone gets a trophy in a sporting event, right? I don't want that. If I'm the winner, I get the trophy.
I won.
Give me the trophy. You don't get a trophy. You're a loser. That's another hot take. But that's what I feel like you get out of a little bit out of Skyrim whenever you get to the end, is you've put time and effort and care into this character. It's like in Fallout 2, right? You build your character, you become this massive monstrosity to deal with in the land, and then you can conquer things. You're the Dragonborn. And it feels like it.
Yeah, all right.
Because you can stomp on things. Dragon comes by, you destroy them.
I will say that I agree with you that the achievement of putting some time and effort into it has been a little bit lost. And that is a thing that plagues ongoing, persistent games like a World of Warcraft. Because you do have to keep it fun and fresh, but you do have new players onboarding.
Absolutely.
So you have to figure out how to get them into the ecosystem and kind of at least up to the same level as their peers.
I don't have the answer to that problem, especially in World of Warcraft.
No.
There's a reason
because there's people
difficult.
that have decades on people.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like
you can't replace that
I feel
necessarily.
like Diablo did a really good job kind of constructing a system around that, because you've got your base experience levels with each of your defined characters, and then you've got these prestige levels that you can tack onto it. And every season, those reset. So then you have to build that back up. And
that's a good
keep
point.
going
There's
or just create a new character in general.
So,
I think a lot of times.
I don't think either of you guys have played Tarkov, but Tarkov does that. They do it in seasons where basically the entire game resets.
Wow.
Now there's some other controversy that goes along with Tarkov with your initial state of reset can be boosted essentially by you purchasing a higher value version of the game. Super dumb. And it actually devalues the strategy. Actually, if you really want to enjoy Tarkov, is don't purchase those things, because then it's more rewarding when you do obtain them. And people will do that. They will not purchase the better version of the game because they want to be challenged to get those items that everyone else just gets right off the top.
But that's a personal thing, and I really like that. Hang on one second. Adjust that down. That's a personal choice, and I appreciate it. But also, you got to give the option to people who do have less time. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
true.
Man, where's the line?
That's why it's a hot take, right?
It is a hot take.
Yeah.
So is that your actual hot take?
No, that's not my actual hot take.
You opened up a can of worms and didn't even mean to.
Well, it kind of went off from the Skyrim thing. You hadn't spent the time to build the character, and I feel like that was the accomplishment that will make it feel good. Is when you finally you feel like, okay, I am the Dragonborn. I'm happy now, right?
Yeah.
Now you get that gratification because you put in all this work to be that, and the character is your character. You customized it. You put the stat points in there. You built the armor loadout. You built the spell loadout. Like, you leveled up the specific spells you wanted to, become this guy.
My.dragonborn.com.
Exactly,
There
dude.
you go.
You were you.
Awesome.
You were your Dragonborn. But no,
So hold on, let me pause you real quick. Not to back up from my hot take, I still think Far Cry 4 is more fun to play than Skyrim, but I do want to say that it is a ridiculous notion to compare those games.
They're so different.
I know my preferences. I would rather blow stuff up with guns than to worry about like the fantasy genre. It's just not my thing. I'm learning that more and more.
Outside of Dark Souls, like you really don't touch into a ton of those style games.
Not really. The closest I got was Harry Potter, and that's just because I like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
it's a fun universe, and that combat system in Harry Potter Legacy is good.
Super fun.
It's super fun. You could switch. You got like spell loadouts and stuff, and I really liked that game. It was a lot of fun.
Man, they got a version on the Switch that I considered buying, but if you look at the port over to the Switch, it's horrendous looking.
It does look pretty rough.
It looks like a game that was built like 15 years ago.
Dang.
Honestly, if you have a console
older,
and like Game Pass or PS Plus, something like that, like a PS5 would do it. Because I played it on the PS5. Loading times are great. Looks amazing. Don't have to worry about it. It's awesome. But I do want to hear what your hot take is.
My actual hot take is... So there was some controversy that came out with Nintendo and the Switch 2 and their new, like, all their updates that are changing.
Brother.
Yeah. There's still tons of different controversies, but the one thing that was, mentioned initially was the cost of their main title games were going to be increased to $80, and people were freaking out about it.
$80, jeez.
It's a lot for a video game, dude. That is a lot for a video. I mean... It is a lot for a video game. It's definitely an increase, and that's why people were because it's hard. Like times are hard, dude. Like getting an $80 game just for entertainment purposes, that's rough, man. Like people got to pay bills. They've got to eat. Like so it's not always easy. But my hot take is I would rather pay $80. I would even pay $100, okay, for a game, as long as it doesn't have additional microtransactions for things that are beneficial in the game. Okay. Now I did look it up. Mario Kart World is the example, right? It's an $80 game, but when you purchase the game, you're not losing anything. There's no in-app purchases right now.
So you get all of the content.
You get everything.
Okay.
So you pay the $80, and there's not like I want this version of the cart. I want this. Like it's baked into the game.
Yeah. You
just unlock it. Earn it. You already purchased the game. Here's the game.
Yeah.
Don't then try to sell me a loot box so that I can get a cool looking tire.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. But the issue here is that developers want both worlds. They want you to buy their game, and then they want you to pay for the in-app stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Pick one, guys.
Yeah.
Give me all of the content for one price.
This is how they're keeping. I mean, part of it is how they're keeping the cost of games lower, right? Like we still have a $60 game. I have
so much to say about why they're even that price. Why they're even $60 to begin with.
Yeah, because a lot of studios are doing it even cheaper.
Yeah, look at the suits. Don't even get me started on pay
100%.
packages for the suits. Jesus.
But I mean, the standard Ford games for a long time was $59.99. It was $60 to get into a AAA title, and that was common for a
some
long
Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games back in the day were $80. They were more than that back then.
It's true, and they've kept that $60 mark for a long period of time. And the parts that they've changed is adding in those DLCs, the in-game app purchases. It's now a live, game, right? You've got to be connected to the internet to be able to play a solo game. And a part of that reason for that is because they
gave me a migraine just saying that.
I know, dude, it's terrifying. They do that so that they can link it to their store, and you can do in-app purchases with the game, and they can fund it that way, and they can keep their executives, quote unquote, to increase revenue, but also keep the price and entry into the game low enough to where people will continue purchasing it. I just don't like that. I would rather pay if they even offered a different version of the game, like the deluxe editions that they have for these games. If they would actually just include everything with it, that would be fantastic.
Right, but they don't. They give you like some throwaway cosmetics and maybe a digital art book.
Trash. Give me the whole game.
Yeah.
Give me all the cosmetics.
I'm not paying extra for the cosmetics and the trinkets that you give me. I want your video game.
Yes.
I want to play your video game, and I want to play all of your video game. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, DLC. I can understand DLC. That the reason that started coming out is because they're wanting to continue pushing more revenue through a game. But
John, you look like you have something to say, brother.
say something.
So like
man.
I've been thinking about.
He's soaking
about
in this
this.
conversation right now.
I feel like me and Devin are kind of
like-
dominating, but I do want to hear what you have to say, man.
I'm like starting to think like, dang, like when's the last game I played where there wasn't microtransactions?
Oh,
You know,
it's
I'm
the new
like
norm.
trying to like, I was like thinking like, dang, like all the games that I play have like live off of microtransactions.
How to survive,
like
yeah.
League, Overwatch, like all of those games that I play heavily, like loot boxes. They brought loot boxes back to Overwatch.
Well, remember, okay, this is a great point to this because these live service games like that, like League of Legends or these multiplayer style games where the main focus of the game
And they're free
is-
games.
Yeah, and those are free. That's a huge part.
Is that factored into your thing here? If the game is free, do you mind paying for something else?
I think they should offer me a version that is paid. Give me a paid version. I will pay the premium price to just give me the game.
Okay.
But here's what I was going to actually mention because World of Warcraft was an initiator to this style of gaming, where or at least it was a huge titan in the industry.
Right.
That kind of paved a lot of the way for the live
I had
service
never heard
games.
of a subscription product until
Exactly.
World of Warcraft.
And that's what I'm getting
Wow.
at is they did an initial purchase with the game and then they did a subscription model. Why? Because you purchased the game and you got the game, which is great, and you got all the content to the game. But in order to continually play it, because they're constantly patching the game, they're constantly working on the game, there's labor that's involved in there, and
Right.
you have to compensate it some way, somehow, if it's a live service game. So with the League of Legends, they're not doing a subscription model. They're saying we're expecting enough of these people to purchase skins and in-game content that's going to subsidize no like required purchases, which is cool to some degree. Because then a barrier to entry is really, really low versus, World of Warcraft. When I was a child wanting to play World of Warcraft, it was a big deal because I could only purchase it in batches of maybe 60 days. It was $30 for 60 days of playing this game.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
a lot of money, and especially for a kid, right? You got to come up with $30
Yeah,
or
you're gonna
$15
scrounge
a
that,
month.
weasel it out of mom and dad somehow.
That was
Bro.
there's a grandma. I'm pitching to all
You're
of them,
wheeling and
right?
dealing. What do you want
Yeah.
for your birthday? Cash.
Yes, give me cash or a game card,
Money.
right? Give me
Yep.
the World of Warcraft 60-day game card. That was huge. It was $30.
Gold.
Yeah, amazing. But that's what it's pivoted to is instead of doing the subscription model, and that subscription model meant once you were in the game, you had everything in the game that everyone else had access to.
Yeah.
They've broken away from that model and they're still charging, and they also have in-app purchases, which is like absolutely disgusting. I think it's the
If
worst
you're
version of
continuously
capitalism.
paying to play the
Yeah,
game.
dude. It's still $15 a month, and they also have in-app purchases.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
that's
I don't
ridiculous.
mind
It's out of hand.
Overwatch and League or even like Valorant because it's like if you want to, you can just play the game for free and never buy a skin.
I've never heard
like-
someone call it Valorant.
Valorant.
Valorant?
That's what
Yeah.
I call it.
You call it Valorant?
That's what I call it.
Is that? I don't know. Am I saying it wrong?
That's how I've always called it. That's how I've heard everyone else call it.
Valorant.
You're the first person that I've heard.
Valorant.
Yeah. No, that's what we call
It's
it.
just a game about ants.
Yeah.
And they have
Sim
Valorant.
Sorry, I
ants.
digress.
They have Valorant.
I've just
No.
never heard someone say it like that.
Anyway, yeah, keep going.
No, but yeah, like it's if I wanted to, right? I could just never buy a skin.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
There's in-game currency that I just earn by doing missions or objectives or whatever. I can use that to buy a skin if I so want to. I can even use that currency to buy a battle pass if I so want to. And in the battle passes, you get back essentially the currency that you put into it, so you can buy next season's battle pass if you complete the season battle pass that you purchased, all without ever entering your credit card information.
They definitely have gotten better, I think. So previously, when they initially, this is League of Legends lore, if you will. So I was like pretty much a day oneer with League of Legends, and I played for probably 12 years.
OG.
Yeah, like OG.
Wow.
Some classic stuff.
Unk.
Yeah. But what's insane is I think I've put somewhere in the ballpark of 5,000 to 6,000 hours into that game.
Wow.
If not more. That's just what because they don't give you a game time played.
Bro.
They
Just
get
matches
I
played.
know, dude. I played a ton of League. What's more crazy is when I stopped playing League, I still did not own all of the characters that you could play.
I don't love that.
And I put in hours to that game.
I don't like that at all.
How can you? That's my point. There's an option you could purchase the money currency or the cash currency there in the game, with your real money, and then purchase the champions. But it was like unreal how expensive it would have been to do something like that.
Prohibitively so, it sounds.
Yeah, like hundreds of dollars, hundreds of dollars.
No.
Exactly. So it was like, okay. And a part of the problem with that is they were using that same currency for like the runes in the game instead of runes back. You had to purchase all of this other stuff, so that hindered me a little bit. But yeah, that's I think that's kind of ridiculous. They've gotten better. I think you can obtain the champions now way faster with the different avenues that they have.
Oh yeah, and now like you just get free champion
I would say that League at this point is a great example of how if you're going to do microtransactions, you can do it the way that they do it, and it would be fairly ethical from my perspective. Because
how is it these days?
So there's so many different avenues to be able to earn
really
in-game
easy.
through just playing. To ramp up how fast you get champions, how fast you're getting. Yeah, you can even get the skins, the normal pace for just playing, which is that didn't used to be an option. So they've added a ton of avenues and increased the speed in which you can obtain them, which I think is great. I don't think they've lowered the cost of just purchasing all the champions outright. Smite is a great example of someone who did do that.
Smitty.
Yeah, Smite. It's another League of
hero
Legends.
shooter thing.
It's like a third-person style
lane style game.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
A MOBA.
MOBA, there it is.
MOBA.
Yeah, I was looking for that. I couldn't find it.
I was searching my brain too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're a MOBA who offered that. They had I think it was like a God Pass or something. And it was like $40-$50 or something like that. So the cost of a normal game. And it gave you all of the characters.
Bro, you know that League is on Game Pass?
I did not.
Did you know that? If you have a...
What does that mean?
If you have
what does that mean for a free game?
So you get access to all the champions.
Oh.
No kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Oh, man, that's a tangled,
I was going to say that.
tangled up subject.
I don't
Game
know how I
Pass has
feel
been
about
under
that.
fire
So now
lately.
it's like, all right.
Oh,
And
boy.
same for Valorant.
Wow.
Same thing.
That's kind of odd. Okay. Here, okay.
That's good to know.
I can actually express. I was just thinking about almost this exact thought from a game design perspective, and I'll connect our thoughts in just a second. My thought was in a Metroidvania, you never create an area that a player can explore and not put anything in it. So if I'm spending my time to go and explore and find this little area you made, I need either a piece of artwork, a upgrade, some currency, something. Give me a reward for that says, "Hi, I'm a developer and I see you, player. You found my secret area." The way this connects is that your resources extend beyond the in-game resources, and your resources, your time and money. So if you're asking me as a player to spend 6,000 hours in your game and you still don't respect that amount of time enough to give me all of the game, F you.
Yeah.
If you
Seriously,
expect me
though.
to pay X number of dollars for the game and you don't give me all of the game, F you as well.
Yep.
So you never ask. This is the boiled down version of that statement. Never ask of your players any resource and not give them anything in return.
Yeah.
You always have to give them something in return.
I would say the dramatized version of it is those like apps, the free apps that you can get on your phone. And they're always like it kind of like a Clash of Clans style, like a base building game or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you can play Clash of Clans without paying any sort of money, but it's going to take you 4 years to accomplish what someone can do in 1 month if you purchase their currency.
Buy some gems.
Yeah,
That's, I feel like, such a disservice to the player base, and they're making the game essentially so unplayable without purchasing it. It's just not worth playing your game unless
it's a complete imbalance.
Yeah, unless I decide to give you money, there's no reason for me to play your game.
Yeah, and that is the insidious nature of mobile games in general.
Money.
That money cycle. And if you're talking about it, if you want to be insidious, you never want to incentivize your player too much, and you don't want to disincentivize them too much. And Clash of Clans and games of that ilk are a great example of just completely shattering your player base. You've got your free players over here, and your paid players over here,
Yeah.
the paid player will always dominate a free player no matter what.
Yep.
And that's not fun to play.
That's
So
true.
then you have to start thinking about like, well, how do we separate? Should we do free servers and not free servers? How do we judge what's free and what's not? Because if
Most of
somebody
the
who
time they
spends
just don't.
99 cents once,
Because they're
Yeah.
trying to push those players who are free into paid players. That
they're
is
just
their
trying to
whole
make
objective.
whales out of
Yep.
fish.
Yep. And back in the day, League of Legends, the penalty for me, because I didn't dump money, because again, it was like over a decade ago that I was playing it, and the punishment was you didn't have actual in-game stats that you needed to be better than the person you were playing against. There was
That's crazy.
because they either paid for the currency to purchase all of the runes that increased your stats in game, and you just didn't have the money to do it. You didn't have the in-game currency to do it. You didn't have the physical money to do it. So you were kind of just put at a disadvantage. You know, it was a minute disadvantage, but those things matter in a game, a competitive game like that. Every edge
for
you
sure.
can get is humongous, and that it could be literally the difference is a level 1 kill in the game, which is like in your first 2 minutes of the game, versus not getting a kill because
Yeah.
that person has a particular rune set and you didn't have the defensive rune set for it.
So I think we've sent this hot take through therapy enough that it kind of boils down to a message to developers: don't ask anything of your players and give them nothing. Give me something for my resources.
Yeah, and
balance,
time or
yeah.
money. Balance it out.
Balance it between, like, I understand, like, this is another take. I'm an adult now and I have less time and I don't have the time to put in to earn all of those things. So I want that purchasable option, but don't make the purchasable option so ridiculous that it also disincentivizes me to give you money.
Yeah.
Like, it
You got to
shouldn't
find that sweet
It
spot.
shouldn't cost me $300 to purchase all of your champions.
Yeah, that's an absurd
Smite
amount.
did it great. It's like $60, the cost of a normal game.
Yep.
Because you're gonna get things like skins out of me, right? Like, I'll do that as I build value and love for your game. I will want to support your designers and developers on when they're putting stuff into the game. I don't mind doing those things, but don't limit the way that I can play your game. Cosmetics, I'm all for. I love a cosmetic game or a cosmetic shop. That's fine.
The Rocket League model is the winner, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're
Free game,
Yes.
nothing
Pure
but cosmetics.
Other than
I
they kind of
love-
loot boxed for a while. They
I
changed
mean,
it a little bit.
Yes.
I remember that.
I'm an anti-loot box guy for sure.
I think I'm with you on that. I don't
They
want to have the
changed it.
chance to get something. I do want, if you're going to give me a chance to get something, I do want the option to buy that outright.
Yeah.
I want to spend $2.99 on the, the anime bunny goal explosion. Or whatever it is.
absolutely. Yep. Agreed. That's my hot take, though. That's
Devin's hot take.
I
John,
think it's fair.
I want to hear your hot take.
So like, mine is just about a game.
Oh, we're gonna
let's go.
target a
Like,
specific game.
So,
right
yeah,
now.
a specific game.
I did.
So I don't know if you guys remember the game. I think it came out in like maybe 2018. A game called Anthem.
Oh, I remember the Anthem of Anthem. Anthem was
Anthem.
a story,
Anthem
like as a
done
game.
properly would have killed Destiny.
Whoa, that's a hot take.
And
right there.
I say that as a loyal and faithful Destiny 1 player. Like, I probably have like more than 1,000 hours on Destiny 1 and probably near that on Destiny 2.
So, okay, let me just break this down though. You're saying that Anthem, at its core of what the mechanics
if it had been done properly,
executed properly,
if it had been what they promised it would be, it would have killed Destiny.
in theory, Anthem, when boiled down, is a better game than Destiny.
Yes.
Whoa.
What specifically
Yeah.
made it? What set
So,
it apart?
What caused this?
So look, right, in Destiny, right, you're a guardian, right? You're chosen by the light, so now you're will of the light, whatever. There's this big world where you are the hero, right? And you team up with other heroes that use the light to destroy bad, right? Pretty much the story. Now, Anthem had that same kind of thing, right? There wasn't really any light or anything like that, but you just had these suits that the bravest warriors of humanity would use to go fight these threats. Now, in Destiny, right, the way that you travel and go everywhere, you have a ship, right? You essentially get TP'd to the planet that you're going to. Then from there, you can drive your Sparrow. In Anthem, you could fly the entire time. You had a mech.
Iron Man style, right?
Yes, you could fly, right? And they had 3 different classes, so it's like similar as far as like what kind of play style you want to use. But in Destiny, the thing is that once you choose, right, oh, I'm going to be a warlock, you're not locked in as a warlock. And if you want to change that, you got to make a new character, right?
Yikes.
In Anthem, I can choose what mech suit I want to put on.
Okay, that's
So it's
pretty
like
cool.
I can choose, like, I want to be a tank.
It turns
like,
it from multiple characters to a forever character.
It's just I'm a guy and I use whichever suit I need for what I need to do.
Okay.
Right. And so originally when it had first been announced, you had like unlimited flight capabilities, which was so cool. But then when the game actually came out, they made it to where like you just kind of had like a timer and your things would overheat, whatever. But like you would be able to fly everywhere you needed to go. You're in a big Iron Man style mech suit that had different abilities. So like the big one, you could do a massive like drop down. You took no fall damage. So like you could literally like Hulk slam onto like, I mean, I don't even remember what the enemies were, but it was like these bug things.
That sounds badass.
Right. And it's like, now what failed Anthem is that game, it was just another story of that game was not ready to be released. So they just released it.
The No Man's Sky.
Yeah. And unfortunately, right, like they didn't have any content. Like it was like as far
remember
as
that being the big
as far
complaint.
as like this story and everything, it was like within the first 2 weeks of Anthem was amazing because there was actually stuff to do. But after like the first 2 weeks, when you kind of did everything that the developers had put in the game, it's like there's nothing left. So like
They should have built out more on their roadmap
like
first.
Anthem failed because it wasn't done.
They took it out of the oven too early.
Way too early. So shout out to EA for that.
Yeah.
But
dude.
but I'm telling you, that game, right, if you had gotten, right, the people who did the story for like a Destiny, or you just got any story behind it, it would still be around. That's my kind of hot take.
That's tragic
On that.
That really
because
that's so sad.
that game had so much potential, and especially because if I'm not mistaken, Destiny 2 was already out.
Yeah.
By the time
I think
that Destiny 2 was like in its second year of being out or something like that. It was very early in Destiny 2, right?
Yeah.
And as a D1 player, I hated Destiny 2, right? Because I could start a whole nother thing about that.
Yeah,
but
it was already out.
But like, it was like the Destiny fan base was mad at Bungie and was not rocking with Destiny 2 at the time.
It was
So
like
it's like
Anthem had like a right player base for the picking.
Yes. It literally had the
They bombed it.
entire
Oof.
Destiny community
Whoa.
Ready to pick up a
this
new
is
game.
what's going to take out our Destiny. Like,
Yeah,
we're
and I
gonna
was thinking
move to
about
this.
that too for games like that it's going to be the quote unquote other game killer, the
Yes.
Destiny killer.
Yes.
There couldn't have been a better opportunity. That's
This,
interesting.
This would have been like the perfect ideal planets aligning scenario for that to happen, and it didn't happen because the game wasn't done.
You know what kind of like is not a hot take about your hot take? The problem was it was published by EA.
Bro, I thought they cooked, dude. Like
EA
I was like,
they always have so much promise with anything that their name is associated to. It's like, oh, this is gonna be so cool, and they just every single time.
It's true.
Since Battlefield Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3, I guess was probably pinnacle of EA, something along those lines.
Battlefield 4.
Tell me that Battlefield 4 skyscraper falling down.
Okay. So Battlefield 4 was the refined version of Battlefield 3.
Yeah.
It was add more features, make graphics a little better.
Battlefield 1 was still awesome.
Debatable.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Also still debatable.
Still debatable.
I would debate it.
Okay, hold up. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is probably the most egregious thing I've seen of what you were talking about, Devin.
Yeah.
Because they were
specifically
like,
why
I was looking at how many points you get for completing a match.
Oh, yeah.
And then you looked at to unlock Darth Vader, it was like 60,000
But now you
points.
just get it. Now you just
get it.
So like I feel bad for the people that actually like
It doesn't incentivize their players to, but that's going going back to the original topic.
And Destiny was also
EA,
super
dude, they don't know
guilty of
they don't know the formula.
They
Dude.
don't know the
break it
formula.
every single time, and they mess up. They miss the mark.
If it costs me $1 to access a thing, but I can grind currency. You need to calculate what $1 means to a person in their time.
Yeah.
Is that an hour?
That's exactly what you're doing. Yeah, because that's what you're doing. You're exchanging either I pay you money for your currency or I work and I earn your currency. It's literally a job in the game to earn the currency.
If it costs me 60 hours of grinding to get Darth Vader, but I can pay $5, you're essentially telling me my time is worth.
Yeah, I'm not going to work at McDonald's for $7.25.
Whatever the thing is.
We're not doing
30 cents.
I don't know how to divide. I don't even know what math is. But that's what you're telling them is that their time's not worth it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go work at McDonald's for $7.25 and expect to be happy with that.
Could Anthem have benefited from just 6 more months and content farming?
Yeah.
Just like generate a bunch of stuff to do.
Like, I think the problem is that, like, it was just one of those too little too late situations, because by the time that like they kind of got Destiny 2 kind of murdered them, put the dagger in their back, right? Yikes. Because at the time when the player base that was playing Anthem, when they were finally like, all right, there's nothing to do in here, there's nothing to play.
They're the John Travolta meme.
Yeah, there's nothing in here. Like, Destiny had dropped an expansion. At this time, they were doing expansions. And
an expansion on nothing, it sounds like.
and I don't even remember like what it was about during this time, but I remember it was just like everybody had already given up on Anthem by the time that they actually like were, all right, here's new content. Everybody was back playing Destiny, so they just missed it.
They missed the bus.
They just missed it.
That sucks. And I saw some footage of Anthem recently, and I feel what you're saying, because just from that footage, I was like, okay, that does look pretty badass.
The game looks amazing.
It looks really good. It really does. That's so unfortunate that they were met with no content. No Man's Sky had a similar problem, and you know what? Really big golf clap for Hello Games for sticking with that game. They have transformed what that game is. It's still a little bit on the relaxed side. If you're looking for action-packed stuff, that's not the game for you. But man, it must have been a really, really hard decision. At least, from the C-level perspective, they don't care. The one line crossed the other on the graph, so they're going to shut the studio down.
And that's pretty much.
But it really sucks, because then that whole team that put all that effort into that game and made those badass art assets and that sick-feeling Iron Man flying, they did all this work, and what do they have to show for it?
Yeah.
No,
a shuttered studio.
It was so cool. Like, you're just flying with the boys. Like,
that's okay. You're just when you put it that way,
hell with the boys and it's like I could it was just cool. Like, I could just fly into my brother and like just mess up his flight path.
That's so funny.
It was really like everything was there. Everything was there.
You hear that, EA? Do a better job. Pick up the toys.
Who did The Crew? Was that also EA?
The Crew.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
Car
That's the car
game.
racing game.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a online. It's like an MMO racing.
You'll have to look that one up. I don't remember who the publisher
because
is on
they they flopped in the same way. Like, that could have been an amazing game.
The Crew.
Because it was like roll
was
around
the
the
Crew
city.
like a 2K thing. Look at
Ubisoft.
the publisher. Oh, is it Ubisoft thing?
It's Ubisoft.
Well, basically,
Who's
just
the
as bad as
developer?
Just as bad. They also know how to
developed by
ruin games.
Ubisoft Ivory Tower. So.
Oh, okay. So like Ubisoft, it's Ubisoftception.
Yep. They obliterated that one in a kind of similar way, where it was like
there's just nothing to do.
Well, they had such a great opportunity, because it was like, how exciting, like racing game, but race with your bros, like, and get to not even have to race with them. You can just cruise around the town with your bros in this sick racing game, and they just obliterated it, man. Like, it was
the ball completely.
They didn't have the content. They didn't have. Actually, the problem was that was what it boasted about. But it was really difficult to actually get into the same instance as your buddies.
Oh, that's a matchmaking problems.
Yeah, it was like a world issue, I think, and it was because it was like literally they had the entire U.S. or something mapped out with the major highways,
whole country,
and it was like
that's wild.
Travel the U.S. all the major highways
with your bros.
Yes,
get with the boys are traveling and racing together.
Dude, I remember.
That's amazing.
I remember seeing memes.
On paper, that sounds perfect.
It was so exciting, and I played it one time and then uninstalled it.
I remember
and it never got better.
Seeing memes of like drunk driving simulator. Like, I remember like there was hype of like being able, and literally just for that. Like, I remember seeing like driving with the boys and like I remember seeing memes about the release to this game.
Man, that's so unfortunate because that does sound awesome.
Yeah, it's super
And,
cool.
I think it touches a little bit on the inability for not developers per se, but publishers
Yeah.
and marketing. They don't understand what gamers actually want to do.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of a game called Burnout Paradise?
I have.
I've not.
It's like it's a racing game, but it's not really like just a racing game. You can do a lot of stuff in that world, and a lot of it is crashing the cars.
Yeah,
That's a big deal. And so you've got, gamers out there that want to just like destroy their vehicles and have a good time and get scored for how much damage they do. But then you've got these car manufacturers like Ford and all them, and they don't want you destroying their vehicles in a video game. That's just counterintuitive for their
ridiculous.
brand. So then you wind up with a product like Forza, where if you get into a huge wreck,
You're
it doesn't.
fine.
Really, it's fine. The car's fine. It's just a small ding, fender bender, no big deal.
But a flesh wound.
But what I'm getting at is that Burnout Paradise has fun things built into it. It is a
Yeah.
fun game,
Missing it.
and I think a lot of publishers want things to be cool looking, but they're missing the content, the fun stuff. I want to be able to trash this car and then reset it later on and do it again for a better score. And I think they could benefit from maybe listening or getting on Twitter and listening to what they have to tweet about, people who actually play the games. Because at the end of the day, they just want to have a good time, and they're not putting that in there. I mean, take a look at Anthem. They built this framework, and then they didn't put anything fun in it. That's sad.
Man, I think also Ubisoft just sucks.
That's
Ubisoft,
true.
EA, terrible.
They're like the kings
just,
of
Like
Ubisoft. I always equate them with map barf.
It's
Man.
like you just can't trust anything that they do. It's like
No.
if it turns out, then maybe I'll look into it. But I'm gonna I'm gonna
Reserve
give it
judgment.
Yeah, like my arm's distance from you. Like I have boundaries set with this studio. Like
No, I mean it's insane. Like, question: when's the last time you guys have played a new Assassin's Creed game?
I haven't. They're all the same.
I think I played Black Flag
I might have played Black Flag.
How many
because it
Assassin's Creed
came
games
with
are
my
there?
initial 760 when I purchased it.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
It came with Black Flag. Yeah.
That's kind of a sick add-on.
Yeah, it was. They still,
Pirate Simulator.
I think they still
That's
sometimes
cool.
do that, but they don't do it as often.
But the Assassin's Creed games are all the same. That's the problem with
Yeah,
them.
I stopped. I think the only one I actually fully played through was literally the first one. I played, and it was amazing.
Bro, it's like
I loved it.
the trilogy, like the first 3 Assassin's Creed games. Great, awesome. What happened? Like, because there's like 8 of them.
It's true.
I don't know. Like, it's,
there's a lot.
I'm always surprised when I see another Assassin's Creed game getting announced. I'm like, who's playing these games?
I have no idea.
That's how I feel
it's
about
not
the Call of
me.
Duty games. Is they're literally
But-
it's just the next iteration of the same game we've played 100 times, and now the whole player base moves from that old one to
Onto
the
the
new
next.
one,
Yeah.
and it's the same game reskinned with new weapons, quote unquote, maybe one new quirk to it.
And then they added Cornholio, and I don't even know what's going on over at Call of Duty.
I don't
They have
either.
an identity
So, like,
issue.
one thing that's
major identity
insane
issue.
is like, so they're trying to do like a Master Chief collection
For COD?
for COD. So like they like you can
That's so
play,
tragic.
you can play like I think it's all the way up to like Modern Warfare 2019. You can play all of the CODs from since till then.
No.
Right? And do you want to know how much that download is on Steam?
It's got to be
it's
like
almost-
over 250,
It's
300
almost
gigs.
half a terabyte.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I was gonna say their new games are like what,
you
150 gigs?
Yes, and it's like you can go in and like choose like, oh, I only
Which
want
ones you want.
multiplayer installed for this game.
Yeah.
But like, isn't that insane?
That's nuts.
Like, if you're gonna and I can't be making this up, but like I remember because Call of Duty, it was Activision. They got bought out by Microsoft.
Right.
Yep.
Right, and I know I'm not crazy. I remember them saying that the only change they're gonna make was that they were gonna move away from
Corporate
yearly
promises.
COD releases,
And then
And
they,
I re- and the
then
community
they got
wa-
3 studios
Yes.
on the rotation.
and then
What is it? Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and
yes.
the other one.
So like I remember the community being hyped because they're like, oh my gosh, we'll get an actual persistent
Quality.
COD game that's just gonna be around.
Yeah.
That was like
They did not
4
do that.
CODs ago.
You can't trust a corporation. Do
2022,
anything they say.
That's when the acquisition happened.
It's crazy.
So we've got 3 years
Of lies.
3 years of
3 years
lies.
of lies.
Likely more.
Lies.
Dang.
Because I mean, I don't. In all honesty, COD should be a persistent game.
Warzone should be what they do for multiplayer. That should be. Whoa.
Sorry, I hit the little
Spring.
spring.
No, it's okay. Cool. It's a neat noise. Warzone should be their persistent thing, and if you do want to be, doing single player campaigns, go for it. That's fine.
Yeah,
But I honestly want to meet the guy who's like, dude, the storylines in COD are amazing, and here's why. I want to hear the here's why on that, because they're all the same to me. Almost like
It's just tough because, like, bro, I remember playing the Black Ops 3 campaign when I was like 12 or whatever, and thinking like, this is peak gaming.
right.
And it was. Like, I mean, there's iconic COD
It's
missions.
sick. Yeah,
There are.
I mean,
No.
No Russian
Yes.
is the
Yeah.
prime example.
Like,
Yeah.
there's but like, it sounded like the last COD campaign that I went and actually like played through was from Modern Warfare 2019, and I thought that campaign was good because I thought it was pretty like the way that the characters meshed, right, and the way that like the mission changed from like how it started, I thought was done really well. I thought it was a tasteful campaign. Like, I felt good after beating it, which is what you want in
Yeah,
a game like COD.
absolutely.
Like, you don't want an 80
You want to feel
campaign.
something when you're done.
Yeah, but you want to feel like, dang, like I did that.
You did the thing.
Yeah.
I think it would be really fun for them to go explore some more story beat avenues that are less than, we won in the end kind of things. The thing that comes to mind is Spec Ops: The Line. I talked to you guys about that off the podcast one time. But if they went the story route and did some interesting stuff like Spec Ops: The Line, what a unique perspective on. If you guys haven't played that, it's insane. It's got a storyline that I don't even want to scratch the surface of. You just have to run through it. You'll spend like 8 hours, put it on super easy, and just play through it. But once you get to the end of it, it kind of rocks your world a little bit. The storyline is good, and maybe if they spent a little more time writing some interesting stories, those single player campaigns would stand out more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, we can only be at the mercy of those big corporations.
Yeah.
really.
We just have to take it.
Yeah. But as Twisted Sister says, we're not going to take it anymore.
That's right.
We're done with that. All right. Well, guys, that was another fantastic set of hot takes there. Kind of balled up into one. Anthem is a better game than Destiny. You heard it here first.
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. Okay, fair.
Destiny
All right,
2.
Let's be.
hot take,
Anthem
you
is a
gotta be
better
specific,
framework.
Yeah, no,
right?
Destiny 1 is like one of the
So
greatest
something
games ever.
something that I do want to do, and you guys can send us first off our email podcast@umbrellafight.xyz. You heard that right, podcast@umbrellafight.xyz. Go ahead and send in your questions, comments, concerns. And then we will proceed to not read them. Actually, I am going to read this email from Andrew, and we're going to touch on this real quick because we're going to have to wrap up. We're running short on time. But we're going to ask, gun to your head, what is your favorite game of all time? You have 60 seconds or fewer. Devin, go.
Oh, dude, greatest game of all time. I would want to say something like a Zelda. I would want to say something like a Zelda, but I don't know if that's gonna encompass greatest game of all time. Maybe. Oh man, greatest game of all time is so difficult.
It's okay. 45 seconds.
Yeah, I think I have to sink my teeth into like the Zelda franchise from a perspective of innovation.
Okay.
Okay, that's gonna be my stance. I think from a perspective of
That's
innovation.
okay. Yeah, you can select a criteria. It's your favorite game of all time.
From an innovation standpoint, I think they push the bounds of what games should do from like the world.
All right, you have 18 seconds. Pick an entry in the Zelda franchise that lays that groundwork.
Ocarina of Time, 100%.
Okay. That's
Boom.
good, man. I
That's
like
it.
that. I like how confident you were in
Yeah.
that. John, Andrew wants to know, what is your favorite game of all time? You have 60 seconds or
Man,
fewer.
gun to my head. All right. For me, it has to be Destiny 1. Just because, just for me and what I've played, right, that was like probably a bit of nostalgia in this for me. But like that was the first big game that I played, like that there was like huge community behind at the time.
Yeah.
So like that was my first entry into like where a game isn't just a game. It's also like everybody who plays it. And since all the raids, all the strikes and everything I had to do, like I had to communicate with the community. And getting to do that with my brother and all of my friends in like that co-op setting of like we're heroes destroying bad guys to save humanity.
Made its mark on you.
Yeah, and I started
Touched
playing
your
it.
soul.
No, it really did. And I was like in like 8th grade when I first started playing Destiny, so I was like maybe 13, 14. So Destiny 1.
All right. Andrew, I'm going to take this quick 60 seconds here to say that my favorite game would normally be Super Mario 64. I think that game is incredible.
Such a good one.
I think it not only pushed games to a new place, but also feels really good to play.
Yeah, it does.
Like it's responsive, it's quick. It is what platformers should be on the 64. But that slides in at number 2 on my list because Bloodborne will always take the cake for me. It was my first entry into the Souls series. It helped me to understand methodical combat in a way that I never really, really grasped before. It's aggressive, and let's be real, some of those monsters in there just look freaking awesome. They're just amazing Victorian meets Cthulhu kind of vibe, and I vibe with that game, and I really just love everything about it, top to bottom. It is a 100% perfect game, in my opinion. So yeah, that's our answer to your question there, Andrew. I just want to thank everybody real quick. We're going to go ahead and close the show out, and I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to us. It's really an honor to have you on the receiving end of our hideous opinions, and hopefully we can keep this going for a long, long time. We want to hear what you guys think. Go ahead and email us at podcast@umbrellafight.xyz, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Play the outro music. Go!
Umbrella Fight.